best wrestling podcast on the planet, Beyond the Barricade, with your host, Dollar Bill, the cleaner, and the brain. Let's get started.
Woohoo! Happy Monday, y'all.
Happy Monday, all.
Yay!
This is the only time on Monday it's a happy day.
That is true.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
true. All right. What have you got cooked up for us today, Blaine?
Oh, it's time to show some love, gentlemen. It is time to show some love to the ladies of the wrestling world.
Yep. What's better
Mhm.
than 5 dudes talking about women's wrestling?
I can't think of anything.
I can say one thing, giggity. No, I'm just kidding.
Ain't nothing wrong with Giggity right now.
Bad.
So tonight we got Kush and RPM back with us tonight, guys. So they're always welcome
Yes,
to
sir.
join us.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's good to be back, man.
Thank you for having
Lesson? Yeah.
both of
No
us.
problem. So let's start off with RPM tonight. Who's your
Ooh.
first on your list tonight?
Of ladies I will hire.
No, just in general, ladies who have done things to shape the wrestling world. Or if you want to go with somebody you would hire, that's fine. But we're starting with the early years, like 70s and 80s.
70s and 80s. All right. You know, a lot of people hate her for what she did outside the ring. But, you know, I think everyone might hear me going along with it. I mean, yes, she did shady crap backstage, but I'm talking about inside the ring. I'm not talking about behind the stage. I mean, behind the barricade, as you shall say. Um, you know what? I'm not even gonna say Fabulous Moon. I'm gonna say fucking Mae Young.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
agree with you too. Some of that's actually liked.
Because honestly, without Mae Young or the Fabulous Moolah, women's wrestling would probably be non-existent right now.
You
I
know
can
what?
agree with
or
that.
not the way
I
it
can't
is.
argue that in the least. I cannot argue that point in the least.
You know, you think of women's wrestling, you instantly think of Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah, uh, not anyone else. I mean, currently, yes, you got like the current stars, which we'll probably get into later. But if you got to talk about the women that helped shape this foundation, the first two has to be Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah.
Oh, absolutely. Come on. Fabulous Moolah
Wow.
was the longest reigning female champion of all time.
Yeah. When you
facts.
take
Can't
a look at
talk about
the
female wrestling and female champions without talking about Moolah first.
oh, you have to look at if you look like it's in the roster from the WWF way back. Most of the time, the only one listed most prominently was Moolah through the 70s.
Then again, you got to remember, Moolah was the female Hulk Hogan. You thought Hulk Hogan was bad at politicking.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Moolah was
Oh,
on
hell
another
yeah.
level.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, politics we'll talk later because somebody else, but
Yeah.
keep going.
I think I know who you're going with, but I'm not gonna. But I want someone else to say her name and not me.
Who's got their echo? Who's got the
That
thing
might
on?
be Kush.
Is it me? I mean,
No, it's Kush.
Yeah, because I'm hearing the background of your echo.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
I'm thinking he might have stepped away.
Echo.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna go.
All right, cleaner.
I'm gonna bring a name. That, to be fair, maybe not a lot of people may know. But we're gonna go. I'm gonna go as far back as possible. The first ever recognized women's world champion, Mildred Burke.
Ooh, good one.
Nice.
Charter
Very
member
good.
of WWE's Hall of Fame in the Legacy wing. She's in multiple Hall of Fames, including the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, the Women's Wrestling Hall of Fame, the Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame. She held the NWA Women's World Championship for almost 20 years between the mid 30s and the mid 50s, and she was wrestling dudes at carnivals. So she has, yeah, she was one of those firsts. I think even before Luthez and a lot of those early guys, like she was one of the pioneers, to be honest. And she, like I said, yeah, she was going off against men. In the 30s, it's listed that she wrestled over 200 men and only lost to one. So yeah, we want to talk about pioneers of women's wrestling. You can't go any further back than Mildred Burke.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone definitely did his homework.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I use my best friend, Wikipedia.
Nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong with that.
I want to grab this. Hold on 1 second for you. Let's see. Oh, I can't add comments. Damn it. I was gonna try to share. I'm looking up SmackDownHotel.com because it's like some resources about some of the early women, and they've listed Mae Young, but they don't go far back as Burke, so it's very interesting.
So, because the thing is, my guess, especially since it's called SmackDown Hotel, it probably is only of the history of the WWE/WWF/ Capital Wrestling Corporation.
I don't know. Basically, it's looking over here with the search engine. That's just all promotions, and it's listing other people like Ethel Johnson, June Byers, Cobra Combs. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you're probably right. It's just I'm just showing where it's coming from.
The Women's World Champion. Yeah, the first one. Okay, so this one is a little sketchy. It just says Women's World Championship, so it doesn't say if this is like recognized as NWA's Women's World Champion.
That's the thing. It's like I'm just picking up one website to try, for example. I mean, there's gonna be a couple others, but it's just very interesting seeing what's out there. And
yeah,
I've never even heard of.
So Mildred Burke is considered to be the first ever NWA Women's Champion, but they don't start it until 1950.
She might be the very first women's champion, so yeah, you're right on that.
So she is.
Yeah,
because the thing is, the one belt that Mildred Burke had before that is just listed as Women's World Championship. It doesn't say a promotion. So there's like 3 or 4 reigns that are considered before that. Like Cora Livingston, Clara Morrison, Mildred Burke, and June Byers. But then you get in somewhere in between there, the Mildred Burke's second reign and June Byers' first reign. That's considered like the first NWA Women's Championship reign there.
Yeah,
so,
look at the reigns. Yep.
You got to remember, before even before the 50s, wrestling history is very sketchy.
It's very it wasn't kept track like up to date tight as like
And in the 50s, that's when we started the territory system that we kind of knew, where there was a world champion, and then each promotion had their own local champions.
Yeah.
Because Moolah had an NWA title reign that lasted 3,600 days. 3,651, which is about a decade.
Yeah. It's a decade and a day.
Yep. She had another one about 2 years later.
Well, technically a decade and 3 days.
Yep. So, and because that's another thing, 2 of Moolah's reigns are considered NWA title reigns, but they're also considered WWF title reigns. Because there's a vacation with Moolah on her third reign where the WWF splits off, which is something.
You mean the WWF? The 3.
Yes, yeah, it was the WWF. Yeah,
I might have put in 4 W's. Sorry about that.
Triple WF.
There you go. That's easier.
Oh no. Under this reign, it says it happened in 1983. And so,
Oh,
and
so
then
then it was just
obviously at that
WWF.
time, yeah, it's just WWF. But that's weird because I thought the WWF split from the NWA much earlier than that.
No, I think
They
they
did.
split. I think they split right before Black Saturday happened.
See, yeah, that's weird. I thought they split much earlier than that. But there was still like a working relationship between the two organizations.
Yeah, then Black Saturday happened, and that was no
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah, that was the death of the territories, unfortunately. But yeah,
Boo.
then it gets to a lot of like the NWA women's title. It's very, you get a lot of these Bambis and Peggy Lee Leather and Debbie Combs, a lot of like, and it's a lot of like very short reigns. It looks like
Yeah, so weird.
it's very sketchy until they brought it back. Because it was, you had like Tasha Simone, Casey Carlson. I don't actually know who that is, but then like Barbie Hayden and Santana Garrett, Amber Gallows. You might know them. Amazing Kong, who was
Yeah.
uh
You got
also
Jazz
from
in there.
TNA. Yeah. So a lot of those names, right before the Billy Corgan purchase. Because like then you get Jazz and Allison Kay and Thunder Rosa and and shit like that.
So Lightning One. So when we came to NWA Lightning One, that was the Corgan purchase.
Yep. Because
Okay.
I think Lightning One is Corgan's company. Yeah, it's Corgan's company because of they did a number of features like for All In and for Ring of Honor. Because you remember the 10 Pounds of Cold series?
Yeah.
They did something for Ring of Honor as well. That was actually really well done. But obviously this is Sinclair Ring of Honor we're talking about.
Yeah. The good Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Good old days.
The real Ring of Honor.
Yeah, the real Ring of Honor.
Not that fake stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah.
All right,
So-
send. Oh
okay.
fuck, I forgot his name.
Kush.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
same Kush. That's in Hook.
Like I told you, man. I mean, I only known a few people, and y'all already mentioned them already. So, I'm trying to think somewhere around that time as there been any women that of interest back then.
All right, I'll tell you what, Kush. Why don't you go consult your friend Wiki, and I'll take it from here. How's that sound?
I found an evil. I found a woman who wasn't in wrestling, but she was part of a wrestling thing and caused drama even back then. But this is Japanese though.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Any woman is fair game to mention.
Okay. So back in the 70s, All Japan got formed.
Yes.
Okay. So we kind of need to talk about Giant Baba's wife, Motoko Baba.
Oh,
You know why?
So
bitch was just downright evil.
if we're
Exactly.
talking about because she pretty much killed her husband's creation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole good cop and bad cop thing where it's like,
And she was definitely the bad cop.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh hell yeah. It's like he was like the front man, the face of the company, like the friendly one. She was kind of like I'm trying to find the right words to say this gently.
The hard ass. The hard ass. Like she wouldn't take no shit.
Yeah, hard ass, or like she'd make Moolah look like a nice person.
Yeah.
Like the politics she did.
Yeah. Like obviously the biggest one is she was pretty much the driving force between the split between All Japan and then Misawa, Kobashi, and a lot of the guys that formed the company that we now know as Pro Wrestling Noah.
I remember that.
Because she still wanted to be, she still wanted to have like that old school feel. Didn't want to up the production. Didn't want to up a lot of stuff that at the time New Japan was doing, and Misawa saw that. He wanted to upgrade their stuff because if you watch their TV show from those like 98, 99, they still look like they came out straight from the 80s.
Yeah, you could tell like everything looks from the 80s. Like
And
it looked like Stan Hansen could walk in.
Yeah, yeah. And the sad thing is that at that time, All Japan was doing a much better production or a much better show than New Japan. I mean, like, they had the most popular guy in Japan, in all of Japan, in Misawa. And fortunately, that's what pretty much killed, because that company, that All Japan company, is technically no longer around.
Yeah.
So if you go back to their history in 2015, or maybe a little bit earlier than that, but Jun Akiyama bought the company, but he basically created a whole new All Japan, and it's the same logos, same production, and everything, or the same history and all that. It's just a restarted company, basically.
Under new management.
Under new that, yep.
Should have had that as a tagline, but it was over there. But yeah, I had to point that out because if we're talking about famous women in a wrestling history, she's got, and she was there in the beginning with him. So it's a long history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so I think Kush just left again.
Yeah, probably.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't know if he's having problems or not.
Yeah.
Or he probably just didn't believe in Joe Hendry hard enough.
Womp womp.
Womp womp womp.
I must listen to that song at least 10 times a day, if not more.
Yes, I do. I honestly do.
I do too.
And a lot of it is because there's not like a 30-minute version. So I had to keep on replaying it, yeah.
Okay.
Because we believe in Joe Hendry.
All right, gentlemen. This is not the Joe Hendry show.
Aww.
That's in a couple of weeks, but anyway.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk about him in a couple of weeks.
Look at that face, though. Look at that face.
I'd rather not. It's bad enough I got to look at your face.
Wow.
Nice one.
Well, to be fair, I have to look at your face too. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're even.
You can see my face though. That's a good thing.
Thank God.
Yeah, true. Thank God.
Dude, you walked right into that one.
Hey, I'm flipping you both off. You can't see it.
No, you didn't walk into it. You slammed face first into the wall with it. That's how it goes.
Word. John,
all right, so did we each cover somebody?
No, Brain didn't.
Your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna do something different.
As always.
A tag team.
I'm gonna. Oh.
That's what I think.
Now, there's 2 tag teams I could mention. I'll mention the other one later. But I'm going to start with a tag team from the land of the rising sun.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping Bomb Angels.
I did too. Yep. I knew that too.
Jumping Bomb Angels.
Great freaking tag team.
You can't go wrong with the Jumping Bomb Angels.
They were great.
They were phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And they had a couple of reigns as the WWF Women's Tag Team Champions.
Well, technically the ladies tag team champions, I say.
Yeah, same difference.
Well, still same.
I know, same shit. I know.
Same shit, different. You know, I just realized, Brain, what we should be doing. What we should have been doing. We should actually have had a picture of who we're talking about on the screen too.
Eh,
Yeah. Save
I,
that
I
for next
know,
time.
I know. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, just hit me. It's like, as a producer, it's like, damn it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's post production for you.
just give me the file.
yeah, no.
So,
But yeah, the Jumping Bomb Angels, they had some serious battles in WWF.
Yeah, they did with Lady Lonnie Kai and Judy Martin.
Mm-hmm. And so since we're here, Bobby took care of the other tag team from the WWF at that era.
Sorry.
That's all right. No problems. No problems at all. They were going to get mentioned either way. So might as well mention them all together.
Exactly.
I forget what. I know it was I think it was WrestleMania.
Survivor Series.
Oh, that's right. It's first Survivor Series.
The first Survivor Series, and then they had a 2 out of 3 falls match at Royal Rumble.
Yes, that's it. And that 2 out of 3 falls match was phenomenal.
Mhm.
That was probably one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best women's matches I've seen. But yeah, the Jumping Bomb Angels. At one point, one of them owned a restaurant over in New York after they retired.
I wonder
Mm.
which one.
You could never tell. It was like Jumping Bomb Blue and Jumping Bomb Pink, something like that.
Norio Tateno and Itsuki Yamazaki.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with it.
That's what. I'm glad I take Japanese. I can actually pronounce the names.
Itsuki owned the restaurant
Uh-huh.
called Go Sushi.
Oh,
It
they're in
closed in
Bergen County. I know
2013.
why.
But she still lives in Bergen County.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Huge Asian and Japanese population there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Why do I
should
have a
hit
feeling
that
she
up.
lives in Fort Lee?
You might not be wrong. She probably
Oh no,
she
let
probably-
me rephrase that. Fort Lee.
Edgewater.
I am not gonna. Nope.
Nope.
I'm
Nope,
not gonna
nope,
give that.
You
nope.
Joe
to
Henry ain't
Craig.
gonna touch that one.
I am not gonna
Joe
touch
Henry
that
said
one,
no.
especially when we're looking at my shirt that I'm wearing. Okay, you know.
Baby metal.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, because it's the only female shirt that I have.
I'll be honest, she probably shops over at Mitsuwa. That's that marketplace on Edgewater. That's like all
Okay.
Japanese, pretty much. I go there a lot, so of course I know that damn place.
Yeah.
Um.
All right. Cleaner, who you got next?
Ooh.
Okay. So, there's a lot of people I could go with. But you know what? I do want to talk about one of the women I was talking about earlier. The woman that beat fuck. I'm having a brain fart right now. But long story short, I'm talking about the one who beat Mildred. And her name is June Byers, like we were
Ooh,
saying
let's look her
earlier.
up.
Okay.
She first won her first title with tag team partner Millie Stafford. So there was, tag team her first singles championship June 14th, 1953 in a 13-woman gauntlet match.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
Yes.
Whoa,
damn.
Yeah.
Lucky 13.
And she would go
Damn.
on to gain pop culture fame. She was a guest star in many popular TV shows.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
if you want to go back, there was a match with her and Mildred Burke that is still considered one of the best matches in women's history. We should definitely watch that if it exists.
What match was this?
It was her and Mildred Burke. Who vacated the title before Burke won it herself. Oh, it's a 2 out of 3 falls match. Maybe one of the first instances of a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Regarded as a shoot, there's a bit of footage, unfortunately. Well, that's Patsy Miller. I'm trying to find a quick YouTube one.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Someone recreated it in WWE 2K.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mildred Burke versus June Byers.
I'm also curious about one thing. June Byers, what's my line?
Oh, on What's My Line? Oh.
Yeah, it's one of my. Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, ooh, I love that show.
Oh, there's apparently a movie, Below the Belt, made in 1980. It's a docudrama about a girl breaking into the wrestling in the 70s. We have Clara Morrison and Mildred Burke in a 2 out of 3 falls match from 1936.
In the private chat, I just shared the match. That match, her appearance on What's My Line.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Damn.
Oh yeah, and I remember that version of What's My Line.
Yeah, I like the show. I'm an old school guy from there.
Yep.
But
history, holy shit.
Yeah.
Has she actually been acknowledged at all?
A lot of those early women, no. Unless you're like going into like the Observers and Bill Apters.
2017, she was posthumously inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, into the Legacy wing.
Yeah, it's like the chefs. It's like I don't know. I think if they're gonna do a Legacy, they induct anybody, even like posthumously a Legacy, they should have a video package. You know,
that's definitely a WWE or WWE. That's definitely a Triple H thing.
Yeah. So.
Because Vince would be like,
next?
Vince wouldn't know who that is.
Vince wouldn't know anybody would.
No, he doesn't know what a goddamn burrito is.
Oh God! All right. I'm going
to. He knows where to put his sausage.
Yeah.
Oh God!
And that's why he's out.
Yeah. Go. Just leave. All right, so my other wrestler that I want to that early one that I should have dug deeper in, and I only remember the name because it's the most one that sticks in my head is the 80s, and it's not who you think it is. Well, it's not one of them who you think I would pick. Leilani Kai. I actually remember
we did mention her a few minutes ago with the tag teams.
As a tag team, but as a singles wrestler too.
Yeah.
I want to touch
she
on
was
that.
Definitely very good as a singles wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I was like, but the thing is, like, there was the whole thing about her name and then her last name. But it was one thing that says like this is her birth name is Patty Seymour. I don't know. One side was saying one point she was like going as Schroeder, and it's like who the hell knows, you know?
Yeah.
And then I didn't even know MTV had a wrestling match.
MTV, okay, so I do know they had the Rock and Wrestling in the 80s.
Right.
That was a very big thing that helped sell the first WrestleMania.
Right.
Yes, it did.
Because that's with all that crossover appeal. Then they had they were the original home of Sunday Night Heat for like the first 3 or 4 years, I think, up until like 01. And then they had the best one. They had the what was it called? Oh, Wrestling Society X.
Oh, I remember that one.
That lasted like 1 year, I think.
It did, but it was the funniest shit of all time. Imagine if you made Lucha Underground shittier and more faker.
Yep.
That's what Wrestling Society X was.
He ain't wrong. That shit was funny.
And they did actually have a couple of big names on it too. I remember
X-Pac was on that.
Yeah, X-Pac. There was a couple of up and comers on it too that I can't remember the name of right now.
Yeah. Going back a bit, what was I saying about MTV? Because they actually had an event called the Brawl to End It All. That was an MTV it was a WWE after the time production broadcasted live on MTV, and yet they had 11 matches. Only one was shown on TV.
Oh wow.
The
Let me
Richter
guess,
and
was it
Moolah
Hogan?
match. No, Hogan and Valentine had theirs in a closed circuit.
Mm. And you said it was Richter and Moolah?
Apparently, according, yep. July 23rd, 1984.
Moolah grabbed the mic and was like, Wendy Richter, I'm gonna fuck you up.
No, that was Tony Storm.
It's out, yo.
Because Muller wouldn't have to grab a mic and say that. She would just actually do it.
No, she'd probably grab a bra string, make boobies fall out, and then make the match go home after a minute.
The referee's gonna be like, "Go home now."
Yeah, that's what happened at WrestleMania 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, was it WrestleMania 2?
No.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania 2. Her match. I forgot who she was wrestling. But yeah,
Velvet McIntyre.
Velvet.
I cannot remember the name.
Hold on.
Yeah. She was wrestling somebody. And the opponent's bra straps broke. So they had to go home after like a minute.
Yeah, you're right. Velvet McIntyre.
Yep.
I know my shit.
You know your shit, man.
He knows its hits.
But
And you want to know the scary part?
what's that?
I'm just getting warmed up.
I got more names too, so.
Yeah, let's hear it then. RPM.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the bad jokes.
Well, I got another two. I mean, I was gonna say Wendy Richter,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because she was big. I mean, technically, she was part of the very first screw job in WWE history.
That's the important
The
thing.
Spider,
In WWE
the
history.
Fabulous Moolah. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When
Yep,
the
I
referee
remember that.
deliberately counted her shoulders down, even though, you know, the match was supposed to probably go longer.
Yeah, and it was all because she asked for a pay raise. Because she was
And
pretty
then-
hot.
And the next person I'm gonna say, God rest her soul, the sensational Sherry.
Oh,
Yes.
good one. She was
Not
awesome.
only a pioneer in women's wrestling, but a pioneer after she retired and became a manager.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to veer off topic, but every time somebody says God rest their soul, I always think of that Scott Steiner promo where he's shitting on Ric Flair, and he's talking about Nature Boy, the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers. He's like, God rest his soul. But yeah, no, Sensational Sherry actually had a very, very
Great wrestling career.
yeah, before she was a manager.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You can even
She
tell
had
by
a
the
couple of
way.
reigns as ladies champion, too.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, when you saw her wrestle at Survivor Series, if you haven't seen her wrestle before, you really were able to tell that she knew her way around the ring and stuff.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, though, she knows that he's just a sexy Kurt. Sexy Kurt. I'll make your
He'll make
ankle
your
hurt.
ankle hurt.
Ankle hurt. That's probably I know I didn't grow up very much with Sensational Sherry, but that is without a doubt probably my favorite moment.
That's probably the only moment you have of Sensational Sherry.
Yeah, true.
Me, Brain, and
I
probably
got
Dollar.
I got another one with Sherry. People were trying to become a manager for a certain wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know who it was.
Hold on.
This certain wrestler was in a bar
Mm-hmm.
with a certain interviewer and commentator.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry approached this gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
asked to become his manager,
Mm-hmm.
got all nice and friendly with him, and proceeded to get bent over the bar and got her ass beat. And we all know who did it.
Come on, brain. Stop saying lies. You didn't do it.
Not that I wouldn't have, but that's a different story. God
And it
rest his
wasn't Meg.
soul.
And it wasn't Maggie Simpson either.
Nice one.
God rest his soul. The eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant.
Wow. God. Ooh.
Man,
Just imagine that gigantic hand. And probably that one hand would just cover her backside completely.
Well,
it did.
you know what? I actually read this today on the set of Princess Diaries. The princess, I forget who her name is, but she would get cold sometimes, and he would literally just put his entire head.
No. You said Princess Diaries. Wrong one.
Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw.
yeah, and she would get cold, so he would literally rest his entire hand right over her head, just to keep her warm. Like like that.
Yeah.
And his big ass hands with her probably small ass head would cover the entire face.
It's kind of like this. Like, look.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Like that. Like, just really going tight. What he man?
Robin Wright.
Yes.
Imagine that. Damn, that's so crazy though.
All right.
But yeah, Sherry definitely. Whenever talk about women wrestlers and somebody to study, definitely she's one of the top ones.
Especially how she managed Macho Man and Ted DiBiase.
Mm-hmm.
And Michaels.
And Harlem Heat.
Yes, thank you.
Forgot
I was just letting
about
everyone
her.
know
She was
she was
Sister
fine.
Sherry.
I did not forget about Harlem Heat.
And
No
Ric
way.
Flair at the end.
So what was her WCW name?
Sister Sherry.
Sister Sherry.
Oh, that's right. She was Sister Sherry. Thank you.
Oh no, let me rephrase it. It was Sister Sherry.
Sister.
Remember,
Sister.
you need the accent, the
Can
inflection.
you dig it? Sucker!
I was gonna make a very, very bad joke.
Don't do that one. I know you're going with. Don't do it.
Do it.
No. Do be
it.
nice.
You got two of us already saying yes.
Dear
Nope,
Twitch,
I'm not gonna touch
forgive
that.
us.
Yeah, I am not gonna touch that.
Can't touch this.
Yep.
So there is one that I'm probably gonna have to save for the 90s when we go, later on. But I guess one I could talk about thinking about. I'm surprised that nobody's actually brought it up right now. She wasn't a wrestler, but probably one of the most famous managers of all time.
Oh,
Miss
that's
Elizabeth.
different.
Mr.
Yeah, we were
Elizabeth.
talking about wrestlers, but we could definitely touch upon managers too.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking. We were opening up to just any women
Well, episode
involved
3
with
of
wrestling.
this series is going to be
Okay.
all the auxiliaries.
Okay.
Managers,
Okay.
valets, referees, announcers, and promoters and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that whole announcer thing, that's a controversy in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot, like I said, there's not a lot of. It's not as deep. Like women's wrestling prior to the 80s, or prior to like
prior to the
1990.
I'd say probably 90s, honestly.
Yeah, it's not as deep in terms of name values.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could say that even people like the Cat and Molly Holly and Ivory were still more name recognizable or had more name value than some of the biggest stars of the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, Moolah and what about Bull?
Bull Nakano, she's like early 90s to me.
Okay, so we'll put him more for the 90s then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same thing with Alundra Blaze / Medusa.
Yeah. Medusa.
There's one that I especially want to talk about. Japanese. There's several from the 90s that we could talk about. And I'm not even talking about like a lot of the women of today's women's wrestling. But we also, I'm not going to bring up one wrestler then. I'm going to talk about a whole group of wrestlers. The infamous or famous, depending on who you talk to, Glow. The original Glow.
The gorgeous ladies, the gorgeous ladies.
Channel 11.
Channel 11. I remember.
Channel 11 on Saturday
just go
afternoons.
on Tubi, and Tubi has it.
Yes.
Wait, who has it?
Tubi TV.
Ooh, Tubi's free. I love Tubi.
And you also got to remember, it's not to be confused with the new or the rebooted Glow
series.
Yeah, the Netflix series or the rebooted Glow or Women of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Wow. Which is pretty much the same concept, but run by Jeannie Buss, who owns the LA Lakers.
Damn, she's got money.
Oh yeah, they are. It's the Lakers. That whole family's got cash.
What?
The Buss family, the ones that own the Lakers, yeah, they are loaded in cash. But yeah, no, the Glow, the original Glow, I would say is probably the first like high profile. I mean, it's really the first all women's promotion. And it's like the first time women really got a truly like main event spotlight in professional wrestling. What was Glow? 83, 84?
No, later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a story. No, I need the actual TV show. I'm on Tubi right now trying to find it.
Yeah.
Oh God, no holds barred.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yes. Once they got rid of it.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, 1986. There it is.
Yes, I knew it wasn't that.
Yeah. Wow, it went to 2001?
Now that's surprising. I only saw it to like the early 90s. I didn't see that far.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it under so I'm looking under Glow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm guessing that's just the IP, the owners of the IP. You have the first person owned it from 86 to 2001. Second person owned it from 2001 to 2022. I'm guessing that's just the IP. Each Glow, the rap songs. Season 2, yeah, it looks like 1987 it might have went under. The original one. And then they had various pop-up events over the years.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, so like if you want to go through some of the names, I mean it wasn't really, you're not gonna see a bunch of big names. A lot of them are just actresses. And they all have like generic names like Pepper, Olympia, Nature Boy, Mount Fuji, Tammy Jones, Thunderbolt.
Cheesy names.
Yep.
Yeah, cheesy gimmicks, but probably the only person you're gonna recognize from that list is Lisa Moretti. Now, do you know who she is?
Already.
But and don't use your friend Google.
Oh, God, I can see her
Oh
too.
God. Already. Nope. Wait. I know she gave somebody famous later on. And I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about. I can't fucking remember.
she's
Yeah, I can't.
Was it
actually
Ivory?
pretty well known,
Or
and I think I actually said her name earlier too.
yeah, it wasn't Ivory. No, it wasn't my high. I know who you're talking about. It's
Wait, who'd you say?
not I was gonna say, was it Ivory?
Yes.
Or
Yep.
okay,
It's
thank
Ivory.
you. I know exact. I knew it when you said the name. I was like, oh shit, now I remember.
Yes, her name on Glow was Tina Ferrari. That
That's
shows
it.
you
Nice.
the level of creativity. Mind you,
Yeah.
she was actually. Oh wow, she was actually a champion
Mm-hmm.
for about 6 months.
That's Glow.
Yep. So, all right. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna bring up another pair of ladies
Ooh.
who hail from the same family, and I'm gonna give you their real surname:
Go for it.
Smith.
Really?
Yes.
That far back, huh?
Oh, it's only the 80s.
Again, that far back.
Yeah.
Only the 80s. The 80s like 40 years old, man. The hell?
So,
Shit.
I mean, I could say as my dad would say, I was a twinkle in his ball sack. In the 80s.
At least his ball suck, not the mailman's.
Yeah.
mhm. So I'm gonna give you her real name. The
All right.
one of them, their real names:
Which
Nikla Ann Roberts Bird.
Nikla?
Nickla.
Nikla.
Nikla Ann Roberts Bird.
I never heard that name before, but quite honest, that's actually kind of a cool name. I'd name my kid.
Yeah. Her ring name: Baby Doll.
That's what's his name's sister? Right? Jake the
It's,
Snakes?
it's actually his ex sister-in-law
Ah.
because she married Sam Houston,
Oh, wow.
which makes the other lady I'm about to mention also her ex sister-in-law, Rockin' Robin.
Rockin' Robin. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin. Tweet, tweet.
So, yeah, she had a decent run. She was in Jim Crockett Promotions a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Universal Wrestling Federation.
Oh, that very, very
Yeah. Interesting.
troubled UWF.
Yes.
I'm calling it interesting UWF. I know it's trouble. That's why I saw it's very interesting.
Yeah, she was in there for a little while with her husband. She left there and went back to JCP.
As one would do.
Yep. And then she had a tryout for WWF.
As one would do.
Yes.
Yep.
However, WWF went with her sister-in-law, Rockin' Robin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin.
See, now you got that in my head.
That is like one of the worst earworms in the world.
Wait,
1958.
wait. Okay, now Joe Hendry's back in my head.
Let me
Wait.
take care of that. Let me take care of that for you. Let me take care of that for you.
Wait, now I got Metallica in my head.
Much better. But let me make it even better for you. Phenomena.
Dun, 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 dun.
Phenomena.
Dun, 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 dun.
The absolute worst earworm ever.
No,
No,
you
I
want to
got
really
one.
hear an annoying sound?
All
Oh,
right.
all
All right.
right.
No more lines from Dumb and
Settle
Dumber.
down, Dumb and Dumber.
Good, good. Okay, good. At least somebody got the reference. That's all I was hoping for.
Are we at the 90s yet or no?
God.
I think we're doing 90s next week.
Yeah,
Oh, doing
90s.
90s actually? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I got another 80s.
Oh, wow.
I got another one, and if you know me, I'm a big wrestling nerd. I thank you very much. Uh, but
So many comments, so little time.
Holy
I know,
shit.
right? But I was actually gonna say, wow, she's saying she actually became the WWF Ladies Champion. Trying to remember her name. She Rockin' Robin.
Yeah, we just talked about her.
You did? Okay, I'm sorry. I was. My head was in La La Land.
So how's that different from any other day?
True, but trying to think of another one. So Miss Elizabeth, we can mention that in the next one.
Well, actually, if you want to start with her right now, we can also add her
Ooh.
on episode 3.
Yeah, I mean we could talk if you want. We could talk a little bit about her, and
Sure.
eventually. So yeah, so where am I supposed to begin with Miss Elizabeth? You know, if not for Miss Elizabeth, she didn't start getting aggressive until after she, uh, towards the end of her and Macho Man, when Macho Man turning heel. And if it wasn't for Miss Elizabeth, there'll be no Scarlet currently. I mean, not that like Scarlett's doing anything crazy now, but talking about women managers in general. Without her, there is no women managers going forward. Vicky Guerrero would not be a successful manager.
Woman wouldn't have been a successful manager.
Yeah, yes.
Then again, maybe that would have been better if she wasn't successful.
Mm,
Good point.
good
Good
point.
point.
Good point.
So I just remember, Miss Elizabeth being introduced as the manager.
Hmm.
As the very first women's manager, it was like I I I, I was surprised that Vince actually knew how to do something right.
Hmm.
But that's the topic for another thing. But the way that she was introduced and the way, the crowd just responds is like, wow, this beautiful person is about to manage one of the biggest villains currently. What did she see in him, basically? And it wasn't until I think after. Uh, Now, in case you don't know, I was a huge Miss Elizabeth fan when I was growing up. Uh, just because I was born '87 doesn't mean that I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about her because
Hmm.
anyone that watched wrestling growing up knew who Miss Elizabeth was in WWF. Especially
Mm-hmm.
when she came back WrestleMania 7.
Hmm.
everyone literally crying tears of joy, tears of happiness. That tells you how much that she was loved by everybody.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and how much Sherry was hated.
I mean, that was one of the best. That was a great double. It wasn't a double turn. It was a great face turn from Macho Man at WrestleMania 7.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great story.
I mean, it kind of wasn't. Would you consider it a double turn because it literally helped propel Macho Man to being loved again?
It wouldn't be a double turn because it would just be a turn because he was a heel
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah,
And then she came back.
and then he became a face again.
because I remember she was trying to blame, saying no, it was all her. It was all her. And the referees literally telling Sherry, everything. Shut up. Go back into the back. Stop causing shit. And, you know, and I watch a lot of, like I think, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I might have told you this. Like, anytime, like, there's, like, WrestleMania coming, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, yada, yada.
You
I
always go
try to
binge
watch.
watch everything else.
Yes, I love to binge watch from the very first one till now. Just like
Yeah.
the Royal Rumble, I do something different. The Royal Rumble, I'll watch the very first full one, and then I'll just watch each Royal Rumble because all these Royal Rumbles were freaking long as hell.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
about
love
Royal Rumbles, I found somebody posted on YouTube fan cam footage of the '99 Rumble, and it's so beautiful.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Share the link, brother. Share the link.
Yes, I will share it right now.
And not here, share it in our Beyond,
Well, no, you
chat
can
room.
share it in the private chat on here.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to copy and paste this then.
Yeah, and it's about 2 hours worth. I don't know if it's the official Rumble, but or if it's like the full match. But yeah, it's about 2 hours worth.
Nice.
Because that's one thing I really love is fan cam like footage of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Majority of the time it's house shows. I always wanted to see something from like what would it be like fan cam for like one of these shows back then. One of these big important shows on TV.
Yeah, going back to the past, it's like
Yeah. Like he does have most of, including the finish to the Rock McFoley I Quit match.
I quit.
oh
I
god.
quit.
Yeah, and like you could tell like from in the stands. Oh yeah, that's not actually McFoley. Like that's a footage, or that's
Recorded.
yeah,
Voice
recorded.
recorded.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm.
that was
Yeah,
technically
Oh yeah.
that was technically the fourth screw job WWF did, I guess. If you
Yep.
want to be specific.
but that I want to consider if it's like a work, I don't consider it a screw job.
Well, it's a planned screw job.
But yeah, if it's planned, it's not really a screw job because nobody's getting screwed.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I think it's screwed
So-
anyway.
Like to me, a screw job is like a for shoots.
Oh, we got some comments. Hello.
Yeah. Sprocket's here. Hello.
Sprocket showed up. Sprocket showed up. Showed up. Showed
They
up.
did forget one thing though.
What's that?
They've got to do a raid.
Raid! Boom.
Raiders.
You mean the masturbators?
Yeah.
Oh god. Wait a minute, I just realized something. We were talking about the 70s and 80s, And even though she wasn't really a wrestler, she was a very big moment of WrestleMania 1. I don't know if we mentioned her name.
Ooh, I think let me quick talk about that. I mean, that would take a while, but I think I know who you're going with. So go ahead.
So you say it. No, you go say it.
Are we talking about Lauper?
Yes, I am.
Yep, Cyndi Lauper. Love her music.
Without Cyndi Lauper and her involvement with the Rock and Wrestling with Hogan and what's his name?
Lou Albano.
Lou Albano. There you go. It was in my head and I just couldn't get it. Without those three involvements, man, only WrestleMania 1 would have been successful, as someone mentioned earlier.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. You really think that's a curious question? So was that I could say influential, but you think it was instrumental with the whole
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, I meant instrumental. If I mean it, yeah, instrumental.
Yeah, go for it. I want to say that because it feels like this was just lightning in a bottle. Like everything just came at the right time with the whole rock and roll movement coming out, MTV blowing up. Everything just seemed to come together.
Right now.
I mean, back then, when they had the whole WrestleMania thing going.
Yes.
Well, she was really on top of the music world at the time because.
Oh yes, she was one of the hottest musicians in the world.
What did she just release at that time?
Girls Want to Have Fun.
Yeah,
I think she came out to that song too, but on Peacock, I believe it came out to a more instrumental version of it.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay the rights for that song.
Oh, you mean the on the repeats? Because I probably think the first live one came.
That's why I can't watch ECW and One Night Stand, because they completely ruined the main event with Enter Sandman.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
You can legit just play Enter Sandman at almost the same time.
Yeah, the problem is though,
not the same.
It's the problem is the crowd noise.
Yeah, because they're singing it. Like even Mick Foley goes, Joey Styles, they're singing along with the song. I mean, you can find on YouTube. You could probably find like a version of it.
Oh no, there are versions of it. There are versions of it.
Especially Daily Motion too.
Daily Motion is like. Sorry.
But no, yeah, Daily Motion has the unedited live version, and that one's so much better.
Oh yeah.
And I was watching that back the other day, the ECW for One Night Stand. Such an emotional show. Even though it doesn't have a number of the ECW guys. It doesn't have like New Jack, doesn't have Raven, doesn't have franchise Shane Douglas. There's a number of guys not on that original One Night Stand. But it's still such a wonderful show.
Well, I think they were under contract with TNA, I think, at the time.
Gentlemen.
Francine, too. Francine.
Yeah, nice try of recovery. Not fail. Guys, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Every damn week we're getting off the damn topic. Get with the program, cleaner.
I don't feel like I'm gonna appeal.
What?
Like what's his name?
Your appeal is denied.
And it gets resubmitted due to Shank. Fuck.
Shank what?
I'm trying to think of the word.
I just
something in the court.
Stop while you're ahead.
Oh, something in the court. It was like, I forgot the word.
Listen, you're not Curly. You can't order in the court. Okay, all right, enough.
That's disorder in the court.
Wait, I can't order a court?
No.
No, but brain.
Yes.
That has to be name of a pay-per-view somehow.
Disorder in the court.
Well,
Yeah, somehow.
Guilty as charged.
That's already used, man.
Yeah,
I
really.
mean, the copyrights are probably available.
Well, as a wrestling thing, maybe not. You know, yeah, I remember copyrights
Guilty
worked
until proven innocent.
No, it's got to be like guilty as charged. But the rest of this name is only so we don't get sued.
I would. That's a subtitle.
Yeah, that's in parentheses.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, in the fine print.
Yeah,
On the card, subject to change.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then the irony of it is that our sponsor would be somebody who just does nothing but takes other people's ideas.
Oh, Russo. Anyway,
Yeah.
Bischoff.
all right.
All right, back
Good
to
job.
WrestleMania 1.
Back to more women. Back to the ladies of wrestling.
Yeah.
So,
To be honest with
Nice.
you, I think we pretty much covered the 70s and 80s.
yeah, but it's so amazing though when you think about it. Like most kids today, when they think about women's wrestling, like they think if they're going to go as far as like the mid 2000s, and even some of the guys in the Attitude Era couldn't really go farther back, you know. And then you see now, like from this, from before the 70s and 80s, and even 60s a little bit, how it wasn't that many. There wasn't a lot of women to talk about. There wasn't like a big roster. It was like maybe a handful, just a couple
That's the
names.
problem.
And now, yeah.
Now you can't swing a dead rat without hitting a talented female wrestler.
They're out there. And there's
Yeah.
actually, and for those who say it's not improved, that's like I kind of want to say I disagree. We've just
It
proven
has
it.
definitely improved from the.
We've-
Let me say
Yeah.
this here.
Yeah, you say it. You first, John.
The women's wrestling in the 70s and 80s was phenomenal. Through the mid 90s. Then you got into the diva bullshit.
The Attitude Era,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attitude Era. I like that one.
where it was just nothing but models.
The Catitude Era is what I'm going to call it. Because that's all it was a bunch of cat fights.
Now, thankfully, this is we're only really talking about the United States, because if you go to Japan, you go to Mexico, women are still killing it at that time.
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell.
And that's
Absolutely.
why there's one name I can't wait to talk about when we talk about the 90s.
Next week.
And yes.
Next week.
Birds of Fate. No, I'm just kidding.
But
But she is
seriously.
cover.
the dumb fucking matches that they had in the mid 90s and early 2000s during the Catitude Era
Yeah.
made me sick.
I only
It literally made me change the channel.
I only wish we had internet back then, like as available as it is today, because I would love to see like the stuff that was going on in Japan at that time. I'd love to see that being shared over here in the States, because
Agreed.
definitely.
what
Because
those
Without a doubt.
people,
honest.
People love to give Dave Meltzer shit for like preferring Japanese wrestling, but the
There's a reason
level.
for it.
There's a reason why a lot of the big names in WWE today are Japanese female wrestlers, or at least women that spent time in a Japanese promotion, because they are some of the best wrestlers, male or female.
No doubt.
And
Yep,
it's been
no
like
doubt.
that for 30, 40 years.
Yep. And it's like, it's just telling when, like, also, I'm going to say this as well. I was not a big fan of the whole the whole stupid wrestling what some of the women did back in the cat
wasn't
fights.
even-
I'll call it
wasn't
cat
even
fights.
wrestling. Yeah, it was cat
Yeah,
fights.
those call straight is cat fights. And I know some people say like, all the guys were fans. It's like, no, there's a lot more people that were not fans of it. The only ones who were fans were more the casual people that split after the fad died out anyway.
And all the
Yeah,
Jerry
exactly.
Lawler fans.
Exactly.
Puppies. Oh my god.
All right, Lawler.
Settle down.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you can even look at ECW, and they had even Beulah and Francine were more like eye candy-ish. They still busted their ass. Like one
Jazz.
thing, I'm always gonna remember is if you look at Beulah McKillicuddy versus Alfonso, they
Yeah.
fucking busted their ass in a match. And like, Beulah is like cut up. Alfonso is bloody. But yeah, they busted their ass. And then mind you, women like Lita and women like Jazz got their first break in American wrestling with ECW.
Mhm.
It makes you wish like there was more women in the United States that were wrestlers, because then imagine, what ECW discovered. Just imagine what would have been there.
Hmm.
Exactly. Amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way: we're glad that those are the ones that help pave the way for future ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because now you got, I'm so thankful because the women of today are so, they want to be wrestlers. They don't want to be treated like eye candy. I'm so
Yeah,
thankful.
that gets boring, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
when we see eye candy, there's 100 other sites. It's like, it doesn't mean I have to do it this one.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong with being a model and displaying your body positivity. But I think as a whole, especially during that Attitude Era, women, that's how women in the business were viewed, which was something that should not have been happening.
I agreed. It's also one thing. I'm just gonna end this with one more note, just real quick. And back in 2012, about Chikara had a whole 3-night event called Yoshimania. Joshimania. And I remember attending that, and I attended 2 nights of it, and I loved it because it was good wrestling. It was women even beating some of the guys up, and I got to see stars that I never thought I would really get to see.
Okay, so I have, it's December 2nd through the 4th in 2011.
Okay, 20. Okay, it's been a few years.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure, this was.
I know
it.
one was in New York and one was in Philly, and then one was in Connecticut. I think it was.
So I have Philly for night 1. Night 2
went
was
there.
in Everett, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Okay,
And
it was up
then
north.
Night 3 was Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing what you went.
I went to the Philly show.
Gummy, Sawano Shimono. Cherry. Oh, is that Cherry from? Oh no, that's a different Cherry. You know who we do have here? You saw Mio Shirai, which is the sister of Io Shirai.
Good stuff.
And then it was main evented by Sarah Del Rey and Aja Kong, who's somebody that we're definitely going to be talking about on the 90s episode.
Aja was a great female wrestler from Japan.
Is.
We're going to
she's
say
still
that
going.
for next week. Yeah, we're going to say that for next week.
Yeah, let's save that for next week.
Yeah. So we got a little sneak peek of we're going to talk about next week. Rain, you all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Just looking at a couple of things.
Yeah, you had that look. It was just having me scared for a second.
I'm looking at a couple of things.
Okay.
Hey, as long as it's not gas, we're good.
Exactly. So next week, what we're going to cover? What periods?
90s to the present.
Okay, because that's going to take a while because we're going to have to talk about that disastrous Diva era in a way.
Yeah, we'll touch on that, but we'll try and keep that short.
Yeah.
Can we just take a DeLorean and go 80 miles an hour, just go past that, go to the
We need
future.
to talk about it because despite it being not
Stupid.
great at times and stupid, it's still pivotal though in how it built and how the whole history built up, and especially since we can also use that as a comparison to what other federations were doing at the time. You know, 'cause
Mhm.
remember we also
Knockout
have
division.
knockouts. We also have the Japanese one. You know, that division was doing nicely over there too. So,
Mhm.
you know, we have to touch upon it just to show that for all the good we saw, WWE was still behind the times, and this is what happened.
Much behind the times. One can
Oh,
even argue they're still behind the times.
Well, I don't think so now. But
I mean, I would only say that now because of how far everybody else is. It's the gap is so much closer. But I would only say there are still a lot of things that I've seen that still echo to some of the old school stuff, but they're so much better. They're so much better.
yeah.
It's leaps and bounds ahead of what they used to be.
all right. So
Oh, that's definitely
so
true.
speaking of currently, everybody watch Raw tonight. Besides, well, we know Vince doesn't watch them.
Yeah.
Anyone else watch them?
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because I was at work.
Yeah, I
I'm
had a
not
chance to
spoiling
watch it
anything,
either.
but that Io Sky match, oh my god, was good.
I'm probably gonna go watch it right now. So
I mean, if you're gonna tell me Io Shirai has a bad match, I'm gonna slap you in the face.
All right, slap me in the face. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it was a good match. I was surprised that I'm not gonna spoil anything because if I keep talking, I
No,
might
don't
spoil
spoil it.
something, and
You're
I
going
won't
to spoil
spoil
it.
it for.
You're going to spoil it. Don't do it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
That's why I shut up.
yes.
Holy shit!
What?
No, I'm looking at the shows that you were on or you went to. You were talking about Joshi Mania.
Yep.
I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna give a spoiler to the one woman I really wanted to talk about, Minami Toyota. You saw her twice wrestle.
Yep. And I got to meet her.
That's fucking insane.
All
We
right,
will
the
talk
screen is
Bastard.
officially jealous of you.
We will talk about that.
Yeah,
We'll talk about next show for sure.
We're also going to talk about how sweet OGB was after that match in Bayonne that she had with what's her name? The last man standing match she had.
are we talking about? Is this the
The Bayonne show, the one at the Arts Factory.
Oh no, I'm thinking about the one that they had at Knights of Columbus. It was called like Jersey All Pro Diamonds in the Rough or something. It was an all female show.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
I was at that show.
I think I pissed off
Yes.
cheerleader Melissa at that show too. I
'Cause-
told her use the damn chair. She says, "All right," and she uses it.
The only ones that I actually remember on that show was I know Mia Yim was on that show.
hmm
JPW. I'm gonna see if I can go find that.
Cheerleader Melissa. You had what's her name? I forgot her name. Also, Khan wasn't booked for that show. She was booked for some reason she didn't do any Bayonne shows, which I hated. She only did like Railway or friggin' Woodbridge and shows.
Yeah, because I think that was when they had the TNA partnership, or they would book a lot of TNA people.
Sarah Del Rey.
Yeah, and they would pretty much run all Rawway and shit like that.
Right. She ran. Sarah Del Rey defended the Jersey All Pro Women's Championship against Alyssa Flash at a TNA house show in Wayne.
Okay, I have it here. It's called Jersey All Pro Back Where It All Began, and it's all women's show. Some of the people on the show, Ariel and Fateh, Roxy Cotton, Angel Dust, and Brittany Force defeated Mia Yim and Parita Perez, who's another person I would love to talk about. Parita Perez. Allison Danger was on the show. Annie Social defeated Sumi Sakai. And the main event was Sarah Del Rey defeating cheerleader Marissa and Haley Hatred.
Nice.
Or was it Sarah Del Rey that hated me? I don't remember which one I said to use the chair now.
Hmm.
But I literally handed her the chair I was sitting on.
I guess next week's going to be a fun episode.
Oh yeah,
That's fun.
So
because it's not just gonna be major leagues that we're talking about.
Yep.
We're bringing in the indies on this one.
Oh hell yeah!
We need matches for this one.
Oh, we can get some. That's easy to get.
All right, who's bringing the popcorn for next week?
I'll bring popcorn for me, but I don't know what you guys can do about you.
I'm going to bring pizza.
Nice.
Well, considering it's also
Please for
Memorial
that
Day,
shit.
since it's Memorial Day next week, you know, you can always make some hot dogs.
Oh, some glizzies.
Oh
yeah.
my god, I hate
There's the
when
cool
people
kids.
call hot dogs glizzies.
The cool kids would say glizzies.
Nice.
Oh god.
You mean the vape kids call them glizzies?
Yep. And we're going to spend half the episode next week debating whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not.
I
wouldn't be
love that one.
surprised. Especially with you, Cleaner.
Hey, I'm not the only one that does it.
That is a good question. I don't have an answer.
So, all right, gentlemen, next week, 90s and beyond,
Yes.
ladies of wrestling.
I'm ready.
So,
I'm also,
And
by the way,
I found out what happened. Cush's internet was being buggy, so he bowed out. He did apologize, but he will be back next week.
I got a bad joke, by the way. Do you
Might
really
as well
want to
close
hear
the
it?
show with it.
Okay. I'm glad that they did not call it Beautiful Ladies of Wrestling.
Blow.
Yeah, nice.
With a beautiful ladies of rest, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey.
I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to never mind.
See what I started?
Can you feel the blow?
He said it, not me.
Did you expect anything less?
Hell no.
Oh no.
All right,
Oh,
gentlemen.
God. All right, buddy.
Good one again. And as always, until next week. Too sweet.
Mine's up, don't worry.
I don't know.
We